Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Series. I got a guest that's not only a friend, he's a friend of mine, but I can't wait for you to hear his story. His name is Louis Bartelle, and he has dyslexia like me. He's in a little bit different stage of rebuilding his life. But he had a stroke at a young age, 35 years old. And when I interview young people like him, I realize how old I'm getting because he's 45 now, and I'm pretty much ancient. But I want you to enjoy the show, so let's get right into it.
The Stroke of Genius podcast, hosted by brain aneurysm and stroke survivor Aaron Avila, sharing the experiences of survivors and CEOs. This is your destination for inspiration.
Hey, good morning, Louis.
Good morning. What up?
Hey, what, what, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. So introduce yourself.
I'm Louis Bartelle. I suffered a brain aneurysm 10 years ago. I made a whole recovery journey. It was shaky at first, but hey, I cannot complain now.
But where are you located, Louis? Where do you live?
I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, now.
And it's cold.
Yeah, I bet. I'm allergic to cold weather, so I'm telling.
Yeah, me too. Uh-huh.
Now you just I want everybody as survivors out there to realize the attitude of Lewis. Realize that his attitude is not one of a victim. It's one that he's actually rising above the stroke. He is using it to actually find his purpose. So this purpose is available to every survivor out there around the world. So I really appreciate being here, Louis. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
Now tell us that's your finding your story. Tell us your story. What were you doing? What was your life like before your stroke?
So I used to customize cars back in the day. So I was with the company for like 11 years. Started off as little fish, nobody. 11 years later, I was running my own store. Key holder, store manager, I was doing all that jazz. Yeah, I've all seen the TV show Pay My Ride. Well, that's what I would do, kind of. Just took out cars. Just a regular day. It was a weekend. I was at home with the kids. My weekend with the kids. Sunday, I was like 5 minutes away from driving to brunch. Thank God I wasn't in the car. All of a sudden, I had a really slight headache, so I hopped in the shower quick, found my Navy stuff, got out, it got 80% dressed, boom, right away. Felt a pop, heard a pop, nasty. Thank God my kids were there. They helped me a lot. I called the ambulance and everything. It was kind of nasty. So as soon as the paramedics trilled me out to the ambulance, put the mask down, I was out for a month and a half, coma. I'm not So I remember everything up until the ambulance. Month and a half goes by. I woke up in the hospital around all the strange doctors and nurses. I didn't know anyone.
Yeah, you said your story actually is similar to mine because I had my brain aneurysm, and then while I was in a coma, 2 weeks later, I had my stroke. But I don't remember anything. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. So I don't know.
Well, the funny part about my coma, if there is a funny part, it was during the Obama second term elections, so the debates were all over the news. My aunt was in the room with me watching all this Anna Secure debate, news, Obama this. It really blended into my dreams. So my dreams were really political in a way. It's pretty. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but look over and there's a mama. What are you doing in my dream?
Oh my gosh, how funny. Well,
Yeah, it was kind of hilarious.
yeah, I want everybody to know. You hear Lewis and I speak differently. We have what they call dysathia. We also have something common called ataxia, and we both have it. So the dysathia is slurred speech, but ataxia is all your fine motor skills. It's when your cerebellum is damaged during your stroke. So you had a brain aneurysm, you said, right, Lewis? You had a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So right here,
Oh yeah.
I think it goes from here to here.
My God.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
That's what so you actually had surgery on your
Lord, they had to drill a hole in my head to get in there and do the surgery. So my very top vertebrae, they had to remove it. I'm missing my top vertebrae right now, and they had to cut a hole. They did put that back, thank God.
My God. That's amazing, honestly. So thank you, all you neurosurgeons out there. Thank you.
No kidding, thank you.
They drilled a hole in the front of my head and put a tube in there. And their drill was 1 millimeter. It would have went into our brains, caused us death.
So, to all the doctors and nurses and all the helpers out there, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do. Now, there's a person I downloaded. Can you see this person on the screen?
Ooh,
Karen?
Karen? Yeah.
Is that a friend of yours or?
Nobody I know.
One of your many fans. One of your many fans.
I guess so.
I think you may know Jeff Roberts. No. No.
No.
This one I think you do know.
Oh, what, babe?
Stuff that Abraham is out there. Let's take a minute. We'll plug a special tomorrow. We're doing a Lewis, myself, Abraham. We're jumping him back on the screen. And Wade, it shows up. I had no idea. But we're doing a dysathia special. So if you want to know about this speech stuff, it's called dysathia. There may be 4 of us on camera, all at different levels of ability or speech after a stroke. So we encourage you to come to our show tomorrow. Wait, Lewis, what time is our show tomorrow? I forgot.
Well, you're the professor. You should know this.
I forgot.
I think it's 9 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I better check. I better check.
Yeah, this guy calls himself the professor. Come on now. I just say I think his cowboy hat is on too tight.
Okay, I'm sorry, Lewis. It's at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
So that would be 1 o'clock my time.
That's right. That's right. So I encourage all of the survivors out there, come to our Dishartia special show tomorrow. And like I said, it's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, right, Lewis?
Yep.
And then 2
That
p.m.
would be 2 Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern. Abraham, Lewis, myself, and Wade hopefully will be there. Yeah, Jeff said with Wade Adams as well. Well, Jeff, Wade Adams, we're hoping he'll show up. We don't know if he'll be at a special. But then we plug the show. Thank you very much, Lewis. Looking forward to, you're not sure what the 2 days in a row, but we're to be on 2 days in a row. But they have a question for you about we're here to learn about your survival story. What do you remember? What was the hardest thing about your stroke? What did you see the hardest thing you are going through now, or what is the hardest thing you've had to deal with?
Well, there was a lot of stuff that really sucked. But number one has always been my speech or lack thereof. It's got a lot better than what it was, but it's still poopy.
Getting better, though.
Yeah, but that's what frustrates me probably the most. How I interact with people. I'm not funny as smart ass. I buzz out one-liners and comments all the time, but with my speech, they come across rude or whatever. Well, that's not how I mean things. I mean things in a funny way. Smart. I'm not a funny guy. But that's not how it comes across to most people.
Yeah, I know that one well.
Yeah, so that's my isolation. I hate that. But that's part of my speech. That's number one. But we'll talk about that with our group.
Yeah, well, there'll be talking more about disharmony and the isolation of disharmony that comes with it tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on our disharmony special show. But you told me a funny story yesterday, and I got to bring it up, bro. You go to the grocery store and you said a clerk thinks you're deaf. And how do you do it? Tell us.
Well, I moved now, so I don't see the guy anymore, but at my old place, I saw the guy a lot. And my first time seeing this guy, he asked me a question about something. I tried to reply, but with my speech, the guy just assumed I was deaf. He would talk to me like this.
Yeah.
So I played along with it. Okay. Yeah, so I totally played along with it. You think I'm deaf? Sure, I'll be deaf. I'll play the part. It's my way of just having fun with the guy.
That is too funny. I mean, I think I might try that. I think it's not just freedom. About that, found that so funny because there is a lot of assumptions that come with our speeches, and we'll get more into it more on our show tomorrow. But there's assumptions we're stupid. There's assumptions we're deaf or whatever, but we're going to talk more about that. But Karen said, wow, you both are so blessed to be alive.
Well, thank you.
You know, I don't know about you, Lewis, but one thing about being a survivor, stroke survivor, and going through what you're going through, it makes you grateful to be alive.
Oh, it sure does. It totally opens your eyes, it flips your perspective on the world. You look at people, assume to judge people totally differently. You really see the good in people. You're not judging a book by its cover no more. You're really involved in the novel, so to speak.
Well, I think, for me too, because when you talk about that flipping, before I took life for granted, before I took my life for granted on planet Earth, I took the people for granted around me, my loved one, my family and friends. I took them all for granted. But now I don't do that. I'm thankful for all of them. I lost most of my family because they can't relate to me. My only family that really has been faithful to me, never left my side, is my wife and my son. They're the only ones, and my mother-in-law are the only ones that really, and my future daughter-in-law, Shalina, still the only, and my I've been a while. Here's shout out my new grandson Wilder.
I
I'm
saw
glad.
that.
Yeah, I lost all my family and friends. They all left.
Yeah, but that's how it goes. I've lost a whole slew of people.
Yeah.
But it's really common around stroke survivors, especially with the dyslexia. See, that's what I'm talking about, the communication and whatever. You say something in one way, but it gets misconstrued and taken as another way.
Yeah, for those that may not know, and again, we're to get more into Tasadia during our show tomorrow. But Tasadia means slurred speech. So it will sound like, wait, Lewis and I have been at the bar all morning, but we have not. We just have.
Shh.
Well, maybe Lewis up at the bar. He could drive. So I, I, it is not recommended for me to drink much or any alcohol because if I get it all slurry speech from alcohol, you combine the slurry speech with my desire, and well, I told Lewis we're gonna say it, but we're fucked. Honestly, we're fucked. We're good. Sorry for those out there. Sorry, I said that word. I'm sorry. I have a filter deficit.
Well, I did go to comedy club last night and had one beer. It felt kind of good. But hey,
Okay, well, you told me you felt something in the back of your head. What were you doing at the time of your stroke?
really just running around the house trying to get my kids ready, get myself ready. Like I said, 5 minutes later, I'd have been driving my kids at brunch. Thank God I wasn't driving yet. Could have been way worse.
So You were driving or not? You weren't driving.
No, I was about to drive. Thank God I wasn't.
I would wonder, so many strokes. Someone in the U.S. has a stroke every 40 seconds. Why do we
Right.
not? So I have that must be God stepping in, because we should see a lot more people crashing. We do see some, but from stroke, heart attack, whatever. But we should see more of them.
Right. You
You
would think so.
Now you said you had kids. So were you married before your stroke?
Nope. We were separated. It was my weekend with the kids. They were about 10 years old, just like the kids. Now they're away at college. And if you're watching, I love you.
It's awesome. Well, give my shout out usernames. Go ahead and give them a shout out. Go ahead.
Shaylee Bartelle and Taya Bartelle, I love you.
That's awesome, bro. Man, since you're doing shit, I'll give a shout out to my incredible wife, Rebecca, my son Ryan, and his lovely future wife, Shalena. So, and my grandson Wilder. Give him a shout out. We'll stop there. But Carolyn, it says her, ha ha, so funny. So she's enjoying the show, bro. But hey, everybody, if out there and you're watching this live right now or watching this on replay, put in the chat where you're watching from, because Lewis and I want to know where our stream is reaching. And so please put in chat where you're located. And again, Lewis, I can't imagine you had your stroke 10 years before I did. But because I'm in 47, you were 35, so 12 years. You are after me. Sorry, you had your stroke after. But I didn't ask you what your number one issue is dealing with. But is your speech, which I don't like mine either. But I'm curious, who was your support system during that time? Who was with you?
Well, that's another shot. My aunt, Barbara McAdams, thank you. She was right there by my side there for the whole time.
It's uncanny, bro, because you and I were talking, but we never got into details like this. Do you know my Aunt Julie she drove hour and a half every day to come see me. And my Aunt Julie she was amazing. The hospital thought she was my mother because she was there more than my mom.
Nice.
So so I had that. But let's see. What would you say, Lewis? Let's say you're meeting a new stroke survivor out there. What would you give? What advice would you give a new stroke survivor out there?
So what I'll say is I hit everybody with some really hard truth. So this journey of ours is really long and hard, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, but it's way down there. But there's light. You just gotta stay positive, keep doing your stuff. I know it sucks. Trust me, I was there. There's light, but it's way down the tunnel. But there is an outcome.
That is a real good edit. That's a real good point, Lewis. That I'm not a big fan. Stroke TV Media's not a big fan of the word recovery. Every hospital I know, every hospital I was in, they said, "Oh, you're going to recover from your stroke." I'm sorry, I'm going to say no. You don't recover like you got a cold or a flu or broken bone. You don't recover that way. You rebuild your life after stroke. You rebuild.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
recover.
you learn to adapt. You're probably never get back to 100% of what you were, but you can work your butt off to get like 90%, 95. But there's some changes. Some are good, some are bad, but you learn to adapt. And you're right. You deal with it. You maintain. You get better. But recovery, it doesn't just brush off. It is what it is.
Well, we're down to the last few minutes of the show, but I want to bring up some therapy that you do that I think everybody might be able to do. I'm thinking about doing it. Would you please show people your therapy of what you do, what you build?
Oh, this thing.
Yeah.
This thing is so cool. So I'm in the middle of building it right now, but it's a big Lego piece. And holding all these little itty bitty pieces, man, that's good therapy. Plus, it's really cool. So when it's done, it's gonna look like this when it's done. I've been working on this since November, so over the winter time, it's fun. But man, I'm telling you, super frustrating trying to hold these little pieces. See, my hands don't work right. Just trying to snap the little pieces together, stuff is rolling away, flying away. Super frustrating.
Yeah, I
But
know.
the big picture, God, I'm so proud of it.
I'm gonna go get one. Would you buy those Lego kits?
Fortunately for me, I live 20 minutes away from the Mall of America, the biggest mall. They have an actual Lego store
Really?
right in the Mall of America. But you can go to Lego's website. They got hundreds of little projects, whatever you're into. Snap one up. It's great therapy. Plus, it's something to be proud of. Accomplishment. You get the money. Yep, I did that. Something to be proud of. See, I used to work on real cars. Well, I can't work on real cars no more, so that's next up.
I'm not sure I'm gonna get one, and I get encouraged pretty much. Now, Lego, if you're watching this program, or anybody that knows Lego, get a hold of me, email me, and you can become a sponsor of Stroke TV Media, and we'll definitely promote your product. And we can take a look and bring Lego up.
And Lego, if you're watching, I want that Lamborghini. Send me one.
All right, so we're done. We're done. Lewis, thank you so much for an awesome show, bro.
Anytime, bro.
All right. Well, for everybody, again, I want to remind you, Lewis and I and a couple other people are doing us just out this special tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here on the Stroke TV YouTube channel. And definitely, we invite you to come. It's 11 a.m. But Lewis, thank you so much, bro, for being with me on the show.
Thank you. And again, all your helpers out there, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We'll leave it there for this. Bye, Lewis.
See ya.
Fire.